before I ask, a more substantial question, are you trying to say Newcastle is a small club? Just say it with your chest so that the Newcastle fans will know.
No.
But that's what you said. You said as opposed to going to smaller clubs.
No.
Ah, hey, you are running away. You would have seen.
No.
I would have cropped your answer and made a special reel about it. And just ask Newcastle followers to come to you.
But on a more serious note, why? You know, like I was trying to get Pearl to.
Yeah.
I was trying to get her interested in football, and I was like, babe, imagine there's this guy, and you know he recently proposed to his girlfriend, and they were due to get married and do a big wedding, which is in reference. I was like, the name of his girlfriend is Isaac, so they recently proposed and they got an FA Cup, like put like some pre-wedding ring on them, and then all of a sudden, Issa comes back and says, "Babe, no more. I don't want to do this anymore." And it's like, okay, I'm so heartbroken. I want you to stay. Can I do anything to make you stay? He said, "You need to give me more money. And then this guy, Newcastle, says, "No, I can't give you that. So you wait for me. Let me find someone else to do it so that my parents and the rest of my family will be happy." Then now he goes into the markets trying to find someone else. And everybody,
you're wicked. You are mean.
And that's what Newcastle has become. I'm not saying they've become a small club, but the problem is that if you go...
They become a small club.
No. The problem is that... See, I'm not... Like, see, look.
Why are you trying to explain yourself?
You have to know where you fish. Like, if you are 7, right? Mm-hmm. You fish in the 6-5s, more likelihood of success. Imagine a fisherman goes out to fish. You're on a canoe, and you want to go and fish where the fishing trawlers go, where their machines can power them and go.
You want to go and look for shark.
You want to go and pick shark. Pick shark and put it in your Newcastle. That's the problem. They are fishing in the wrong water.
You are so fishing in the wrong water.
That's what the problem has been, because, like, why are players? Because when, for example, they were about to sign Isaac, they got Gordon, these were not small players, right?
I mean, at the start of this window, they got Ilanga, right? So they got
Ilanga. These are not small players, but you see, it is an interesting proposition for players who are looking to make the jump from a relative obscurity. I wouldn't say too much obscurity, but ready to make the jump. They are in a place where the environment is not, they are great, but the environment is perhaps not the greatest, to make the jump in terms of the visibility. And players love to do that because it pushes them. But just to go on, when you look, when you start shopping in the net of the Šeškos, of the, and I'm not saying João Pedro is like a world beater, but when you start shopping in the same pool that the Chelseas, the Manchester Uniteds are shopping in, you are going to get the kicker. You can't pay them as much as these guys can pay. You can't guarantee them the level of trophies as much as these guys would want. You can't guarantee them the level of commercial revenue. Like, you just can't compete with these clubs. And I'm not saying they can't be ambitious and go, but then if you have to be, then you need to have an advantage or a selling point. And Newcastle almost has no selling points at the moment. We'll talk about their internal affairs, but the internal affairs don't look great. Their PSR issues, which they've had quite recently, which means that they can't spend as much and they can't use the money, because remember when Man City used to compete with others, they don't haggle. They're like, yeah, this is the money, come to us, right? I don't think they have that again. And I think that's the problem. They are fishing in the wrong waters.
So in essence, they shouldn't be competing with the big clubs.
No disrespect to Newcastle, but like, it is what it is. It is the situation. I'm not the one who rejected them.
Guys, you see the way Rasmus has been evading the question.
No, but
I'm not Newcastle.
if João Pedro
But
rejected you, and you are not angry with João Pedro, you are angry with me making an analysis of why João Pedro rejected you. How am I to blame for this?
Anyway,
okay, why did he reject you? Tell me.
Who? Why did who reject who?
Why did Šeško reject you?
Šeško reject me. I mean, did Šeško reject me?
I know you. I'm speaking to the
to the fans. They should tell you in the comments why Šeško rejected them.
Yeah.
I mean, initially I had reports that it's because of the money, but apparently Šeško actually had to take a pay cut from his salary at Leipzig in order to join United, so that United could meet up the conditions of his deal. His agent also had to forgo a lot of his commission, a huge portion of his commission, to make the United deal happen. And I'm wondering, Chese, people have been saying that the pull that Newcastle has, right now, they can't even pull the lace from Isak's boots, let alone Šeško as a whole player. So
they can't even put on a pullover now. They get allergic. But listen.
But it's bad for a player to take a pay cut to join a non-Champions League team.
Let's talk about this.
As opposed to joining you. Oh,
open your eyes. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Okay, open your eyes. Because these guys love to run with it, and you should know that this media space is all about perception. These guys understand it and they are playing it. There's a reason why Gyökeres, you hear, he took a pay cut. You hear Kudu says he only wanted Tottenham. Why is Fabrizio saying that? Why is Fabrizio saying? Why is it clear to him? Why does he have that information? Why does he have it?
But it's not just Fabrizio. Ornstein also reported it.
Yes, but why do they have that info? Why is it that they all have that information, that specific? Because we are just interested in the transfer.
It could be because it's true, and they needed to dispel the narratives out there that he joined because of the money.
But it doesn't dispel the narrative that he joined because of the money. Because let me give you an analogy. I'm coming. Let me prove my point. So Newcastle at the moment, right? Their highest salary earner is on like 150, 160k.
So small club levels.
Isak is, you are the one saying it.
I'm just asking a question here.
Isak is on 130k or 120k, I think.
Yeah.
And he's saying that, look, I'm playing with the big boys now. Ellen Haaland signed a new deal. It's on like 400k. I'm not far off. So get me to 300k. And Newcastle say they can't. Even 200k, they can't. So we know that Newcastle's level, whatever they would have offered Šeško, even if they made him the highest earner, they are not offering him 300k. Perhaps it's 200k, maybe 210. Maybe they squeeze something small from the Susu box, shake it, 210. Right. And now Manchester United, we know, even players like Jadon Sancho are earning 250. Even players like Anthony are earning over 200. And these are players that they no longer want. We know for a fact that they are willing to pay salaries up to about 350k. Now, if a player, now compare these two things. Now, if a player says, okay, you are willing to pay me 350k, I can sacrifice 20k out of that so that it's 330, or I'm willing to sacrifice 50k and it's 300. Has he done well? Yes. Is it true? Yes. Is it impressive? Yes. But does it mean he didn't go for the money? Stop kidding me. Stop kidding me.
No.
It doesn't mean in any way that comparatively the contract from Manchester United was better. It doesn't mean, it doesn't dispel it.
You are being disingenuous with the analysis that you just did, and I'm going to explain why. Because
thinking without thinking, debunking.
Yeah, I'm going to debunk your theory right now. This one is instant debate reaction, and the reason why I'm saying this is because if you look at, I'm trying to get the United salary, the wages, right? Okay, so here Casemiro is 350 pounds per week. Bruno Fernandes is 300. Mason Mount is 250. Jadon Sancho is 250. Matthias de Ligt 195. Harry Maguire 190. Matheus Cunha 180. Mbeumo 150. Luke Shaw 150. So you'd realize up until Jadon Sancho, which is 250, there's a huge gap where everyone else is below the 200s. Right? Those players who are Casemiro, Bruno, Mason, Jadon are all from the old guard. These are contracts that were signed before Ineos joined in. So since Ineos came, clearly the contracts that they've been signing were not on the basis of someone is earning 300, so we are coming to offer you 300. The likes of Matheus Cunha and Brian Mbeumo, who have Premier League experience, who were part of the top 5 highest scorers in the Premier League last season, are earning 180 and 150. Surely Benjamin Šeško's offer was not 180 or 150. Surely Šeško's offer is below that in terms of salary levels, because you are not walking in from the Bundesliga with 13 goals a season to come into United's dressing room and come and earn more than Cunha and Mbeumo, when also they have more experience, they are much more older, and you can trust them with impact now. And clearly the club is banking on your futuristic potential, and you could well become the next Nunes or Højlund. Nobody knows. So I think, to be very fair, we can agree that the most realistic package United would have offered would be somewhere around 150,000 per week, which is not too far away from what Newcastle will offer. And so if the player is still taking a pay cut from that offer, that realistic offer, we can infer, still take out to join United without Champions League football, by the way. Come on. This one, Newcastle doesn't have a case of money.
So let me paint the picture clear. Both of us don't have the facts. We don't know the details of both of the contracts over here. So our projection is based. Our projection, which is what debate is, to be fair.
Yeah, it's based on the current earnings that they have.
The evidence which is there, which we can now use to prove our points. Yeah. But I think that the voodoo that you just did is probably worse than mine. The voodoo that you did it.
No,
I'll share a parable. I'll share a parable by Jesus. Jesus shared a parable about. So Jesus shared a parable about.
You went from Newcastle being a small club to sharing Jesus' parable. Yeah, go ahead.
So this is because I love stories and I love analogies. He says that there was a time that there was a man who was a landlord who employed people to work on his farm. And then in the morning, he went out, agreed a price with people, brought them in, they came to work on the farm. In the afternoon, he did same. 2 o'clock, he did same. 3 p.m., he did same. And they usually close at 5. 4:30, he went and talked to another group of people to hire them to come and work on the farm. And then when it was 5 and they all closed, they were like, how much did he pay you? So $10. This one, $10. Then I said, I've been working since morning. $10. You also came here just 30 minutes and you're earning $10. No way. We are going to ask for more money. And they said the landlord looked at them and he said, did I not agree the price with you? Did you not agree to come? Did you not agree? So why are you complaining now? You agreed and you thought it was fair. So why are you now complaining and coming? Brian Mbeumo and Cunha, as much as they are big and established players and much older players, have also done nothing for Manchester United to warrant them being paid more than anybody who is coming in.
That's not fair. That's not objective player valuation.
That's why I shared the parable. It's not about it being
a parable is not a defense. A parable is not a defense. You can't simply say that's why I shared the parable. The parable is not a defense.
No, because it's not about it being fair or not. It's about what do you agree with.
I don't mean the structure is not fair. I mean your analysis is unfair to the way in which you are trying to value the players right now. Because surely the agents of those players are not going to be negotiating saying we did nothing for United, therefore we are not going to be playing on our values.
See, if everything had panned out the way it did, without the details about reduction of salary, I probably wouldn't care about this point. But the fact that they try to make it clear, for me, please, you can't tell me that the money that was on table from United was less. You can say he didn't move there for money. Of course, United is a big club, heritage club, everything. And Newcastle has Champions League football, which means they have more revenue this year and they can give more. But it's quite clear that Newcastle would not break their wage structure even for Isak.
No,
And
but
these are guys
United would also not break theirs for Šeško. That's my whole point. Like, United is not going to break salary structure for Šeško.
We don't know that.
We do know that. We do. But how do you know that? How do you know that they won't break for Isak, so they won't break for Šeško? How do you know that?
Because if they would have, Isak would have signed the contract.
No, because it depends on the ceiling of Isak. If Isak's ceiling is 200 and Šeško's ceiling is 180, they would break it to 180. Fine. So you can't also tell to what degree they would have broken that salary structure. And
which maybe re-emphasizes my point. Then maybe they were not willing to. Maybe they are not willing to break it. Maybe because after they give Isak 170, and maybe after they give Šeško 170, Joe Linton will come and say, "Hey, like I was the top earner here. My performance is this, so give me more." So United is more willing to go forward given this range. So let's even say what you're saying is true.
Mm-hmm.
If what you're saying is true, then most likely, if United even offered anything right below 200 or even right up to 200, Newcastle won't be offering anything close to that.
And I'm saying United won't offer anything right to 200. That's the whole point of my analysis. That United would have offered something in the region of
the pool. Do you think that the contract offer for Šeško from Man United was considerably less than Newcastle?
Like, so hold on.
I don't think that's the conclusion. The basis of your evidence, the basis of your evidence was that there was a news report that he has reduced the salary. And
it's not even that. I went ahead to provide the salary structure Ineos had adopted since signing players of United. All the old guard that you rely on for the high-end salaries are players prior to Šeško, prior to Ineos.
This is the claim. You said he didn't choose United because of money.
Yeah, he didn't.
Why? Because there were reports that he reduced his salary and his agents reduced the commissions in order to make the move. And my response to that is that doesn't mean that United was not offering more money. Do you think that is true?
More money in the regions of what?
Do you know
more money in the regions of what?
In the schemes of because we both don't know. But in the realms of logic and possibilities, is it possible?
Do you know how much salary they signed Højlund on?
I don't know.
85,000 per week. That's a salary they signed Højlund on from an unproven
So why were they expecting
with prospect? No, you see, that's my whole point in saying that United, especially with Ineos coming in, their wage structure, and it's been one of the things they've been speaking about since they stepped in, that they are going to have to restructure the wage bill because the wage bill is one of the most recurrent costs of every single league. Chelsea is doing that now by restructuring the wage bill.
I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that Ineos is paying Šeško 350,000.
No, but what I'm saying is, if let's say Newcastle was going to maybe offer 120, right? I'm not sure Ineos went and offered Šeško 150 or 180, or maybe 180. In the region of 150, sure, maybe sounds reasonable. Even that, I doubt. But also, when the report says that Šeško has taken a pay cut, wait, first of all, let's even analyze. What does this pay cut mean? Does it mean that what he wanted is not what United gave him, or he's taking a pay cut from what he was earning at RB Leipzig versus what he will be earning at United?
You get me? You get me now? So there is too much speculation on it for me to then say that whatever Newcastle put on the table was considerably more than what
United... All I know is that somebody took a pay cut to join United. That's not in those league.
If I get, do you know I took a, like, would you take a pay cut if your employer comes, like if a new employer comes and it's like, I'll give you all of it, and you need to get out of your current contract? You'll be like, oh yeah, it's fine. I'll give somebody, which is similar to what Gyökeres did. Like, because the money he was walking into, he was like, I'm fine just getting something out of it to make sure that this situation is, because United bid lower than Newcastle. We know that Newcastle was not unwilling to spend on the transfer fee. They had the higher transfer fee. And Leipzig was in a situation where they were like, look, I have 2 offers here. I want to choose what benefits me, right? And I want to go with more money because I don't care if you leave. I don't care about you. I care about the money you bring. I don't care about where you go.
Yeah.
And Šeško also has 2 options, right? Where United has presented an amount, Newcastle has presented an amount. He has the option to choose between any of them. And he went with Manchester United because the terms suited him. However, the club thinks that the better offer is from Newcastle. So he says, well, because I want this, let me help sweeten the deal in order to make up for your loss so that you can agree with me. Because Leipzig only cares about the money. That is perfectly reasonable, but that in no way suggests that I don't know. And like I said, I don't know.
You see what I'm saying. So I agree with what you are saying, which feeds directly to my conclusion. Really, if somebody has a clear path to joining another club where they wouldn't have to have their skin in the game, versus joining another where their skin has to be in the game to make that happen, and they still choose to put their skin on the edge of the claw and let part of it be torn, they are rejecting you for rejection's sake. It's not because of any other reason we want to bring up.
Yeah. I'm not denying that there could be other reasons Šeško is probably rejecting Newcastle. Like, I think there could be. So maybe he's more passionate about United. I don't know. There could be lots of reasons why.
He'll be the new Kudus. I only wanted United.
I only wanted United. But also in the same way, even if we move it away from what's within the contract, like the things we've spoken about in terms of the commercial revenue that comes as a player joining, your brand, your image presence, things like that. Like, look, it just goes off the roof with United. So, like, I'm not the one to come and sit here and pretend like I want players to choose my club because they love my club from what, give them what they want, let them work for you, and then go their way. Let's not romanticize this in any way.
Oh, we are not romanticizing. We are just exploring the rejection.
No, not you. I mean, I'm speaking to the audience now.
But the Newcastle fans, I need to understand. How have you got a rejection list that's almost a full squad? Like, you guys have to explain how things are going for you guys.
It's crazy to me because, like, I mentioned they are fishing from like the wrong waters.
Yeah.
But like, if you think about it, they made Champions League. They won the FA Cup last season. And the feeling was that they are on the ascendancy and they got free of the PSR issues this year. But which leads me to what I wanted to speak lastly about before we close, because I know we're close to time.
Yeah.
They recently sacked their chairman, right? Was it Dan Ashworth and Omar Barreda, who moved to Manchester? They lost these guys to Manchester United. Is that correct?
But Omar, I think maybe Dan. Yeah, it was Dan Ashworth because Omar Barreda came from City.
Okay, yes. So Dan Ashworth had to leave, and I'm hearing that the circumstances under which he left, because you remember there was this gardening leave.
And the funny thing about all this, United fired him, and there's a non-compete because United are still paying out his contract for the next 2 years or so. So they've deprived. They've essentially gone. Have you heard that story of Opambo when he was going to buy Kelewele?
Yes.
And then
yeah.
He got angry and said the woman will not fry again for the next 2 days. He bought everything, bought the oil, bought the fire, and said the woman will not fry for 2 days because he's just punishing those who are there. That's what United did with Jason and Dan Ashworth. They basically went to engage in a pointless battle of long gardening leaves, got the man, I think 3 months, halfway into the season or so.
And you say Ineos is making smart decisions, please.
No, I said player wages. I was very specific with my statement. Player wages. Hey, you don't come and tie my neck with
no,
Ineos
so
has not gotten all their decisions right.
I'm reading the things now. So it says that apparently the sporting director, Paul Mitchell, is leaving. But and I think the CEO is also leaving. However, because they've not found a replacement, someone who has already been fired is sort of and I think I heard this also from their legend. What's the guy's name? The guy
Alan
on
Shearer.
Alan Shearer, yeah. So the guy who is supposed to leave is the one still in charge, and ultimately, their coach, Eddie Howe, is also still in charge of transfers. I think he has been for some time. He's a bit hands-on, so he's more like the one who looks through the list, scouts the players. He's involved in talking to the players, which makes sense because like he has a very, very specific style of football, and there are some coaches who love to do it like that. So it looks like there is a gap in there. If I look at, say, a United who are coming with a Christopher Vivell, you can mention some of their names who have drawn up
Jason Wilcox, Umar Barada,
who are like very, very experienced. And if you look at Chelsea, the Lawrence Stewarts, and Begdali and Co, who can come in with the projects and present it to you before you even speak to the coach on phone to say, "Oh, where do you play me?" or what tactical aspects. I assume you'll be more enticed than an Eddie Howe picking up the phone and saying, "Šeško, you want to come up?" Like,
bro.
No, I genuinely think.
Let me read out the list from Sky Sports. Dean Huijsen chose Real Madrid. Liam Delap and João Pedro chose Chelsea. This is 3 players already. Mateus Cunha and Brian Mbeumo chose United. That's 5. Then Benjamin Šeško also chose United. That's 6. Then you have James Trafford went back to Manchester City instead of going to Newcastle. And mind you, Trafford is not going to start at Manchester City. He's not going to. So that's 7 players. And then Ekitike also chose Liverpool over. That's 8 players. They needed just 3 more to make a starting 11. That's 8 players.
Wow.
In one summer window. Oh, come on.
I mean, basically, I think part of that has been a power struggle because the more I'm looking at it, it does look like even the new guy who has come in as the CEO, he doesn't resonate with the crowd very much. He's seen more as an administrator rather than someone who is a football person. And if that power struggle continues to be there with the coach having this level of immense power and influence, you can understand why a lot of people would not want to be in that sort of situation, right? Where the club is not quite sure how they are sorting out themselves.
I floated an idea to you today on WhatsApp and you said, I'm going crazy. I said Newcastle should just do a swap deal. They should go for Darwin Núñez and give Isak.
Why would they do that? Because
also hold on. They are looking for a striker, right? They went out for Benjamin Šeško. Núñez is there. Go for Núñez. They went out for Šeško. Go for Núñez.
First of all, what you are suggesting is that there should be a direct swap.
No, not a direct, with more money, with some money on
yes,
Núñez. So Núñez plus money.
Okay, so it's not quite direct swap, maybe semantics. So Núñez plus money for Isak. The fans will riot. The reason they are already shopping in these class of the Mbeumo Cunhas is specifically because they think they are on that level, right? They think they have fought very hard. Now they've
but Núñez is on that level, guys. Like, come on.
I'm sure even when they give them Núñez, they still need to bid 150 million because they will be owned.
No, but see, Núñez has scored. He's been at Liverpool for 2 seasons, right? He scored 25 goals. His expected goals have been 33.7. He's had 13 assists and he's missed 55 big chances.
Hey.
Now, hold on. Newcastle fans have been the ones who are saying Eddie Howe's biggest talent is to improve players. Their whole selling point is that Eddie Howe is the magic manager. Let's look at Anthony Gordon. Let's look at even Isak when he came to Newcastle. Let's look at the players who have played under this manager for the past 2 seasons. And his talent is to improve players. Bring Núñez and convert his 55 missed chances into maybe 15 missed chances, and you have 40 more goals plus the 25. That's 65 goals for Nunes under Eddie Howe. Why? Are they scared to put their coaching test to their coaching superpowers to real test? Because if you transform Nunes and he stop hitting the post and start finding the back of the net, bro, that's like Eddie Howe becoming England manager. Right? They'll even sack Tuchel for him.
So, yeah, I think I heard someone also say that, like a United fan say that if Eddie Howe is good at transforming players, he should come for
Oiland. Hey, no. Because I look at it and I'm like, but hey, Nunes to 55 big bone. Hey.
So that's the thing. You see, so the difference between top strikers and
he's missed 30 more chances than the goals he scored.
So someone like Šeško, I think he's performing right above his XG. So like Isak performing above his XG. Haaland consistently performs above his XG. That's what makes for an elite striker. Either you are performing above your XG or you are close to performing above your XG.
But so I still think like Newcastle should go for Nunes. Cause look, some clutch moments, right?
The difference for Nunes is that it is quite clear that he is not fit for the league. You see, like the way Newcastle also plays, they require you to like control the ball and like play football. Nunes, if you are able to prepare the chances for him, he will finish. Put him around the goal scoring areas. He knows how to create chances for himself, especially with his movements and his running. The problem is that he can't play football for anything, and he's also going to miss some of those chances. And his pressing is good. He's very, very fast. He has good shots.
But that's why Eddie Howe will fix him. Oh
no, but like you should also know that the optics is very important because like the fans will now say you sent Isak away.
But do you know the optics of Nunes? Nunes, Liverpool against Brentford. He came on 90th and 93rd minute, scored 2 goals to win Liverpool the game.
Look at that.
Nottingham Forest against Liverpool. He came on 90 plus 9, 0-0. He came to score to win Liverpool the game. Even Newcastle themselves versus Liverpool, they scored 25th minute. Nunes came 81st and 93rd minute. He scored to win Liverpool. That's 9 points. 9 points. 9 points that Liverpool can get. Newcastle can get with Nunes. What are you talking about?
It's okay, let's close.
Newcastle fans, don't come after me. I think Nunes is being sold to Saudi. And at least for you to lose Isak, because look, if Liverpool buy Nunes, they're coming to use the money to buy Isak. So they sell Nunes, they're coming to use the money to buy Isak. So for you to lose Isak and not get anyone, maybe unless Jamie Vardy
but they are going for Samuel Agawoa.
The guy that they were selling to Chelsea for 40 million, then they ended up selling him for 10 million.
They
did the transfer. Football na scam. Charlie, thanks for watching this episode, and we hope you enjoyed it. Let us know actually where you think this United team would finish, but also really Newcastle fans, consider my suggestion. What do you think about the signing of Darwin Núñez? Even though I know it would never happen, do you see Samu also playing well for you guys? And hopefully he doesn't reject you guys for Liverpool or for Bendy or for Sunderland. But thanks for joining. Thanks for listening to this episode, and see you on the next one.